Okay, so you're not going to want to buy the Nintendo Switch 2 before you watch this video. Now, obviously, I'm not going to pretend to not be biased. As you see, the Xbox Series X box, yeah, I said that right behind me. But what I want to do in this video is give you a perspective from an Xbox user on why I would still choose the ROG Ally X over the latest Nintendo Switch 2. So before we get into that, you know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss as we cover all things tech. I'm Chris Grant Jr. It's the Granite Geek Show. All right, folks, so it's been a pretty big week for tech as two of my three favorite tech companies, Apple and Xbox, Microsoft, have had releases this week. And that was with Sunday's Xbox Showcase and then Monday's WWDC 26. Now, of course, I'm going to make a video on the Apple announcements as well, as I have iOS 26 running on my iPhone and my iPad Pro right now. And so I'm still kind of getting used to them, and I'll have some reviews. That video should be going up within a day or two of this video going up. So I'll probably already have the link in the description by the time you may be watching this. But let's talk about Nintendo versus Microsoft. So myself, even though I use Xbox, I have used Nintendo consoles, obviously. My first Nintendo console was a GameCube. I had all the DS's and the Game Boys, and then I had the Nintendo Wii as well. So I'm very familiar with the Nintendo platform. And one thing that Nintendo has always done well and has always been their strength and their draw for customers has been their games. And it's no secret. The strength of Nintendo is in its IP, its intellectual property, including Mario. You got things like The Legend of Zelda. And now there's so much interplay between, Sega, like Sonic. There's the new Sonic racing game, Cross Worlds, where they're bringing in all these different characters. You've got games like Smash Brothers. I'm a huge Super Smash Brothers fan. But as great as those games are, there's a side of me that loves technology, and I like AAA experiences. I like high graphics. I like high frame rates. I like high resolutions, all those different kinds of things. And Nintendo has never been that company. And so in the last several years, I have gravitated more toward Xbox and what they deliver with their powerful Xbox Series X console. I'm able to play games in 4K at high refresh rates. And being a filmmaker, videographer, cinematographer myself, I do love storytelling, even when it comes to games. And so with a lot of those AAA titles, with their cinematic cut scenes, etc., I love that experience. I'm that type of dude who still goes to the movie theater just to experience the story in the biggest possible way, the way it was designed to be experienced. And so even with video games, I like to sit down, dedicate an hour or so to playing a video game on the best screen in the house, turning up the surround sound, okay, and just getting the whole shebang. I don't really have time for casually playing games. I'd much rather check news or learn. I'm kind of one of those micro learners where I like to read articles and books and things like that while I'm on the go. I don't want to mindlessly just play games unless I've dedicated time to play games. And so that's why I've gravitated toward Xbox. But let me tell you, with this new ROG Ally X, there are two different handhelds that they announced at the showcase, okay? There's the Ally and there's the Ally X. The Ally X is the more powerful version. It's got more RAM, it's got a terabyte of internal storage, and it's got an AMD chip that is literally like a mini console. As where the Nintendo Switch is more like a hybrid notebook that has enough power to play some light games. So I want to take a quick pause just for a shameless self-plug, and that is that this video is sponsored, of course, by my own production company, the GLMG. And we are a production company that's built from the ground up to create high-quality cinematic content for the social media age. So whether that's horizontal video or even vertical scrolling social media content, we do it all. So definitely, if you or your company are looking to make videos for social media that are akin very much to what you see here on the Granite Geek Show and you like that, then be sure to check out the link. I'll leave it down in the description below. Let's get back to the content. Handheld has never really been my thing because it doesn't give you that full gaming experience. And to be frank, neither does this handheld in terms of pure resolutions, as it's still just got a 1080p screen, so you're not playing anything in 4K. But in terms of the highest refresh rates, in terms of the highest performance and things like that, this is a mini console, especially the Ally X. And so that's what this console is going to deliver to me, this handheld console that's going to make me go out and purchase it over something like Nintendo's offering. Now, also, this is Xbox's very first very first handheld console. We know that Nintendo has a long, storied, iconic history of things like the Game Boy Color and the Game Boy Advance and the Game Boy SP and the Game Boy DS. I don't even know if they still called it Game Boy DS at that point. It was just like Nintendo DS or whatever. The DSi, I played all those consoles. Those handheld consoles were absolutely amazing. Then you have things like even PlayStation got into the handheld game with the PlayStation Portable, right? And then the PSP Vita, things like that. And I've played those consoles too. Amazing. Some of the best games I've actually ever played have been via handheld consoles. But Xbox has always had a special place in my heart, but they've never had a handheld console. So my excitement is through the roof for this console. And so I definitely will not be getting. PlayStation could come out with whatever they want at this point. I've already seen, Nintendo Switch 2. I'm going to be getting the Xbox. And what actually disappoints me a little bit about Nintendo with their Nintendo Switch is that this is a handheld console that can be rigged up to play on the TV. It's an awesome concept because it's a hybrid. I would love to be able to package up my Xbox Series X, right? And just play it on the go and then dock it to the best TV in the house to get good gaming. But they don't take advantage of that. The fact that they have a docking station, if you can plug it into that and get increased performance because you're plugging into a TV, that would be incredible. Certainly something that would be more akin to even what you get in the handheld version of the Xbox, the ROG Alli X. And it's still not that powerful, even though it can plug into a TV. Now, from what I know, speaking of televisions and things like that, the ROG Alli X or the Ally, the regular Ally, they're not able to plug into a TV. So they still want you to not go hybrid mode. They want you to get this handheld in addition to your Xbox Series X to be able to pick up where you left off, still enjoy a really good AAA gaming experience, but they don't want this handheld to be a replacement for the Series X, which some people might think is a bad thing and they should go the route of Nintendo. I actually think it's an incredible thing because it still shows that Microsoft is dedicated, at least for now, to the Xbox, okay? To keeping that around, not replacing it by going the way of Nintendo with hybrid consoles and things like that. Still a dedicated gaming experience with the Xbox Series X, right? But then you can take that on the go. So I definitely would love to get my hands on that handheld, but let me know what you think in the comments down below. I have other thoughts on the Xbox showcase, certainly with no State of Decay 3 announced. That was a huge disappointment. I think it was a big misstep by Microsoft, but if you want to hear my thoughts on that, leave me a comment down below. We'll get into it. But anyway, those are my thoughts on why, yes, from an Xbox fan, I would still wait on purchasing that Nintendo Switch until that Xbox handheld comes out, see what kind of games are out there for it. And it's not just Xbox games, it's not just Game Pass. Theoretically, they've alluded to you also having other launchers, different platforms on there as well, including Steam. So this could be your all-in-one handheld gaming experience. So let me know what you think down in the comments below. As always, don't forget to click the like button, subscribe, and click the bell so you don't miss, of course, as we cover all things tech. I'm Chris Grant Jr. It's the Granite Geek Show.